Assalamu alaikum. In the name of Allah, the most gracious and the most merciful, all praise is due to Allah, the sustainer and the nourisher of the whole universe, the most compassionate, the most high. The peace and blessings be upon his final prophet and messenger, Muhammad ibn Abdullah, the noble of all prophets and messengers. Today, my brothers and sisters, I would like to take this opportunity to start reading in one of the most important books in the field of Islamic faith and Islamic studies. This book is entitled The Four Principles, which means the four principles of shirk, or in another word, the four principles by which you understand the essence and the reality of shirk. It's written by the well-informed Imam Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab, may Allah be pleased with him. This Imam is well informed of his great writings that focus on the call for the sincerity to worship Allah alone and not to associate partners to him. Modern Islamic scholars paid much attention to the writings of the Imam and pulled many efforts in spreading and clarifying them to the Muslim world, as they be a solution to most of the current problems. Moreover, many students of knowledge also realize the need to convey this scientific wealth to the English-speaking world, so as to be aware of the correct belief and what opposes it in more details. Therefore, these valuable little books were translated almost to all of the common languages spoken all over the world today. Imam Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab was born and brought up in Peninsula about 2,050 years ago. The peninsula at that time witnessed a very complex social and religious atmosphere, while Muslims were set in different groups. These groups used to fight each other because each of them considered the other to be non-Muslim. Each of these groups used to consider the other to be non-Muslim because they differ with them in the way they believe in God Almighty. Therefore, the Muslim community lived in discrimination based on tribalism, ethnicity, socialism, and so on. So they lost the link of Islam, which could bind them together. Imam Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab at that time started to call them to Allah and remind them of the noble purpose of their creation, as Allah said, I did not create jinn and men, وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ, except to worship me alone. This is a goal behind our creation. Behind the creation of jinn and behind the creation of ins is to worship Allah alone and not to associate any partners. That is, to single Allah out with all of the kinds of worship. So, also Imam Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab explained to them the danger of committing shirk and worshipping gods beside Allah, the Most High. This was the core of his call. As Allah, the Most High, said, O Muhammad, this is my path. قُلْ هَذِهِ سَبِيلِي, I call to Allah upon clear knowledge. أَدْعُو إِلَى اللَّهِ عَلَى بَصِيرَةٍ, I do this and those who follow me, and Allah is exalted and and glorified. I do this and those who follow me. أنا ومن اتبعني. And I am not of those who commit shirk. وما أنا من المشركين. This is a call of Imam Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab. So that many people at that time, and also in this time, refuting and telling lies about Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab and refuting his da'wah or his path, which is based on the